Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. 72 Chevelle Super Sport. I lift the top up for a minute. Obviously, I like to show off the cars and things like that as far as features and what have you. Here, a convertible. You know, and this car here is a little different than maybe any other Chevelle that we've had. It's a 994-point show winner. It comes with authentication. The car is absolutely the nicest Chevelle we've ever had here. And it's beautifully done. It's very correct. All the numbers match on the car. It's loaded with features. And on top of it, it's a 4-speed. So I'm going to walk around the car with you for a minute. I'm sure I'll forget a few things. I might have to read off. In fact, there's 2 full pages of options and information on here. These are the things that we have on the windshields of the cars. You come by here and check them out. But anyway, I just wanted to put the top up, and then I'm going to put the top down real quick and just I'll show you that. You know, some of the things that make a car more valuable than others are little things like this. Come on up for a second, I just want to show you. Like little stuff like this here. These pieces that people forget to put back on when they restore a car. Beautiful pinch welds from the factory. And the paint on this car is absolutely spectacular. Matter of fact, the one bad thing about it, even though it scored 994 points, the one bad thing about it, it's actually over-restored. That's the good and the bad of it. It's, the reason it's not a 1,000-point show winner is because it's actually just slightly nicer than the way it came out of the factory. But here's the one thing you want to come up and check this out. Like, look at this paint on this car. You can read everything. Matter of fact, it's so good, we can see what time it is. Look at that, man. This is incredible. The chrome is the same way. The trim on the car is the same way. Hasn't had a lot of miles on it since its restoration, and it's beautifully done. These cars with single headlights are great looking. They're appreciating in value quickly, and this one here is very significant. The significant thing about it is its option packages. Let's look under here first. Check this out. This is beautiful. Correct emissions canisters, GM hoses, power clamps, even the right air cleaner, air conditioning. All the vacuum lines are here and they're labeled correctly. Washer bottle, even the washer squirters work. The windshield washer motor has been detailed correctly. It's date coded. The air conditioning system is all functional. All in here is painted the correct colors and different pieces that it's supposed to be. It's just a spectacular example, and if you want a really, really nice 4-speed Chevelle convertible with air, power windows, tilt wheel loaded up, then this is the car. Okay, let's take a walk. You know what we'll do? Let's walk to the inside for a second, because inside, believe it or not, the restoration level on the outside is spectacular, which we've already seen. What we really want to look at is what have they done inside to take it to that level. So let's start with here. Interior here all done. Ashtrays re-chromed, the correct screws. Power windows, which we talked about, is really nice. It's a pretty rare option for these cars. You know, air conditioning, believe it or not, back then was very expensive. You know, it could be roughly 10% of the price of a car, and so few people ordered it. This has things like the pedal dress-up package, which is very nice. Look at this. Functional 8-track tape player. Air conditioning, full Super Sport dash with a tack. Speedometer, clock, all those things. Everything is good. The dash is new, the carpets are new, the door panels are new. Emblems, console, the correct shifter. Even the shifter is difficult to get with the correct ball. Got the holders for the seat belts. The seat belts are the correct GM seat belts. Okay, you say, well, wow, that's an amazing car, and you're right. It is. Can I drive it? Yes, you can drive it, because you know what? It's been driven roughly a little over 1,000 miles since it was fully restored. And I think it's time now, since it probably cost them somewhere around $80,000 to restore a car like this. These cars are selling for substantially less than that. And now it's a drivable car, and now it shouldn't really go down in value. It should start to go back up in value, because the big block convertibles have escalated, some of them past the $100,000 mark. Enough of my talking. How about I start it for you and you hear what it sounds like. left the key on to make sure you see, like, even the warning lights, the oil pressure light, the brake light that's on. The brake light works key in the ignition. And look, when you put the parking brake on, the warning buzzer that the parking brake's not on, but you've left the keys in the car is still there. Just all that cool stuff that's working. And one other thing too, is you can't get the keys out, right? Until you use a reverse lockout. And that way, nobody can get it. And the reverse lockout's working too. It's all the little stuff that goes into making these cars spectacular is what makes them worth so much money later on too. And if everything's functioning the way it did out of the factory, makes it even worth more. And if any of you tried to make like the interior lights like they're working there, any of you tried to make all those things work, it's a lot of effort to get all that done. All new wiring front to rear. We keep going back to these small little things about, I talk about the A-track and how also, it's the little stuff that's a killer when it comes to restore a car. For instance, like the seatbelt warning sign. That's buzzing, and look, it works. I don't know, for me, just an awesome piece of history. The way it rolled off the showroom floor, I don't know if there's such a thing as a perfect car, but this is a really, really, really nice car. One of the options on this car here, look at this, power seat too. You can raise and lower the car for those of you guys that are really big. Like I'm 6'1", and this is almost hard for me to push the clutch pedal in. So the seat slides way forward. There's plenty of room in here for big guys. Especially this makes it nice for getting in and out. And I don't know, just a cool piece. Let's take a peek in the trunk for a second. Super Sport bumpers are great bumpers. You know it's an SS. I always love the big SS call out in the back. I love the way the stripes don't go all the way down, but they come around, they're correct. Look how nice and straight these edges are too. Check out the detail in the trunk for a second. That's kind of cool. Got a Firestone wide oval spare. Decals are on in the right spot. And quite honestly, this has BF Goodrich radial TAs on it with the right wheels. I'm thinking that we should put the Firestone wide ovals all the way around on the car, the way it rolled out of the factory. So if you want those, we have a set here. Just let me know, and we'll make arrangements for that. So I think that's the last thing to take it. The other, the BF Goodrich radial TAs make it great for driving, and that's what people buy them for. The other tires are correct, but they're belted tires, and you lose some of that drivability. But let's take a peek underneath the car for a second, if we could. Check out the detail under here. Look how nicely this car is done. From the gas tank to the correct exhaust, the way the exhaust is bent, the frame's all painted, the trailing arms are boxed in like they're supposed to be. Everything about it's just so detailed. I'm talking upside down, so I sound a little funny. Right tips, just beautifully done. I wanted to close this up in this area here on this car because the paint is so spectacular. We paint a lot of cars, and we did not paint this car, so I don't know what that says about us. Just kidding, but anyway. I just wanted you to see, as we close it out, like that is ridiculous paint. Somebody spent who knows how many weeks and weeks and weeks sanding the body out first, then applying the paint. Keep in mind, this is a 40-year-old car that's been in the cold, the hot, the metal shrunk, all those things have happened, it's got heated up, and it's just amazing how spectacular the paint is. All I gotta tell you is when you're talking about levels of these cars here, I don't know how many of these have been built that are left. It's a matching numbers 4-speed. It may be the last one of its kind available. Matching numbers 4-speed convertible with air conditioning, power windows, 8-track tape, tilt wheel. I find it hard to believe you could go to any car show in the country and find another one just like it. So you may be the only one for a really long time, which really makes this a show winner. So anyway, if you're interested, call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.